February, you said 28th?
23rd.
23rd.
Yep. Okay, we have a motion to postpone to February 23rd. Second?
I'll second it.
Dustin seconded. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Item number 2.
The Schlichtys have submitted their traffic impact statement created by their engineer to UDOT. UDOT has not finalized their approval. They don't have approval yet, so they are requesting a continuance as well. My recommendation would be to put it out at least a month. UDOT told me it would take them 3 to 4 weeks to review it.
Same thing, 23rd, will that work?
I'd probably say the 23rd as well.
Okay.
I have a question about this one. So I thought that before, because from our discussion, that it was legislative, but I looked up in the old packet and it was administrative as well.
No, it's administrative.
Yeah. So I feel like the discussion we were having before was more of like a legislative discussion, us deciding if they get the extra CUP stuff or not. But as long as they check all the boxes, that's what it is, right?
Well, the language that Garrett put in his letter to the commission to help explain is that it doesn't have to totally be mitigated. The language in state statute is reasonably mitigated. And that's what you have to keep in mind when you review conditional use permits. The negative impacts, they can be reasonably mitigated and meet state statute. But as long as they're reasonably mitigated, it can't be denied, and they've checked all the boxes.
Okay.
Except for that one, that UDOT piece that we had asked them, hey, we don't know what the risk is with this. So we needed the study in order to make, how can you mitigate something if you don't know what the risk is? That's
All right, so the state agencies who own that right-of-way and who monitor and require additional approvals to increase the traffic on an access point, they do have statutory jurisdiction over that. So if UDOT comes back and says, no, we don't approve you to have the increased traffic on whatever, then that would be one of the reasons to either get them to scale back what they're proposing or deny the conditional use permit.
Okay.
But part of the conditional use permit also deals with the impact on the area, right? So I mean, just like she was mentioning up here, the impact on them, that has to be something that goes into it also.
Well, people have a right to use their property.
Exactly.
And this conditional use permit is the way to go about for them to get approval for something that's not outright permitted, but can be conditionally permitted.
But
So
regardless what your property is, there's an impact on those who are around you that have property rights also.
Well, that's true, but you impact your neighbors as well. So regardless of whether you're coming for a conditional use permit or not, you impact your neighbors with the way that you live and the things that you do. Now with conditional use permits, you're allowed to put some additional conditions on there to reasonably mitigate it, such as hours of operation, total number of people that can go there, things like that, total number of cars or vehicles that you want to go to the site. But as long as they are fitting in our code and following the rules of our code, it's administrative and can't be denied. And it doesn't say totally mitigated in the code, it says reasonably mitigated. And so when we have our next meeting, I'll make sure Garrett is here as well, so that he can help define reasonably mitigated.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I move to postpone item number 2, Barbara Schlichty, CUP, until February 23rd.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Then number 3, 2023 Planning Commission meeting schedule.
We provided in your packets the dates, the proposed dates for the upcoming planning commission meetings. Are there any dates in there that you want to take out? Or change?
me.
June 9th is a Friday.
Oh, it is?
Details.
We're still staying the second, third Thursday, or second, fourth Thursdays, right?
Yeah. So June, it would be the 15th and the 29th.
No, the 8th and the 22nd.
8 and
Oh,
12.
yeah, you're right.
So the ninth.
That's right.
Just
I
a
went to the-
typo.
I
Yep.
went to the second week, sorry.
Any conflict in July, let's see. No.
I don't see any,
Yeah.
just the Thanksgiving, but it's already
Thanksgiving.
taken off.
Okay. Any other comments other than changing June 9th to June 8th? No? Okay.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve the Planning Commission meeting schedule, changing June 9th to June 8th.
Second.
Okay, motion to approve.
Right. Going.
Oh, sorry, all those in favor? Aye. Passes.
We already did the motion.
Yeah, we had a second on that. Yeah, okay.
You threw me off.
I know, sorry. Number 4, work session area plan update.
I had a chance to talk to Lance Hassel, that's doing the Peterson Mountain Green area plan. And he did show me kind of he went through a PowerPoint presentation of the plan that he's put together so far. It's not complete, and in our discussion, there were things that I thought he should kind of dial back on instead of being specific, make it more general. And so he's making those changes. When he's got it finished, I'm gonna have him come and present it. So I don't know if you want to have like a separate work session, you know, on like no, you don't.
I think, yeah, depending upon our schedule, I think we could fit it in. Is it going to be soon?
I don't know. He didn't indicate when it would be.
If it's on a night where we don't have a heavy agenda,
Well, we've got quite a few applications, so I don't know
when they're gonna hit.
that's gonna be.
So you think the next few meetings are going to be pretty heavy?
Next meeting's gonna be at least 2 items, possibly 3. The one after that's gonna have at least 2 items, possibly 3.
23rd will be busy.
Can you tell us what they are?
What's that?
Can you tell us what they are?
The next meeting, we have scheduled a rezoning and a text amendment, both public hearings. And then the meeting after that are, I think there are 2 subdivision plats. And I don't remember if they're concept plans or what, I don't remember. I have it written down.
Doesn't sound that bad.
No.
You never know.
You never know.
Yeah, I didn't think Frontier States was gonna be that bad, but I wasn't aware of all the history either, so.
What's Frontier States?
Smiths,
Oh.
trappers.
Yeah, the one.
Yeah.
Remember the one we had to walk, we walked for geological or geotech?
Yeah, I wasn't aware of all that.
There's a lot of them involved with that one.
There's a lot of history I don't know.
Yes. Any other area plan updates from anybody else that we need to discuss?
I did provide Shane updates to the questions that his chair had posed. I've tried to reword them so they're more open-ended, to give you a chance to do multiple choice if you want.
Yeah, I need to talk to you about some of them, so we can do it after if you want.
Who's your chair?
Roger Prescott. Just a couple,
That's fine.
just to get your thinking before I take it to him.
Okay. And you don't have to follow my advice. I mean, if you
Oh, I-
want to have them yes, no questions, that's up to you.
No, and that's what I told them. I says, you take this to Josh and get his input, you know, because we want to do the best we can gathering information. The ultimate is how you guys send it out, and
I just think if you have it yes or no, and then you leave it open-ended for them to say whatever they want, it's really hard to actually catalog responses that are worth anything.
Yeah.
So statistically speaking, if you can keep the question open-ended and then give them multiple choices, it's a lot easier to tabulate.
Makes sense.
But it's like a multiple choice isn't really a open-ended question in my mind.
Well, it's open-ended in that you're giving them multiple choices.
Yeah, it's-
And you want the multiple choices to be on the extremes and in the middle somewhere.
Right.
And then when they respond, then you can tabulate it in Excel as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can tell how many people have responded
Yeah,
to.
give you a percentage easier.
Right, of different ranges, but it gives you that statistical ability to kind of analyze it.
Works.
Okay. Be a good transition into number 5. We already kind of talked a little bit about agenda, upcoming stuff. Anything else coming up?
Where are we at on the UDOT thing with the other place, off Edwardsville Lane?
You talking about Riverbend Estates?
Yeah,
Yeah.
DD Pace.
I attended a pre-application meeting with UDOT and the applicant back in, was that at the end of August or the beginning of September? And what we had discussed in that meeting was that UDOT would probably be favorable for the access if they reduced it down to one access. And that the properties on that all share a common access. And our code has a section in there that allows for 2 or more properties to share a driveway as long as the driveway is improved to the private lane standards, which is 20 feet paved, 26 feet wide, and it has to serve all of the properties, kind of like an access road. UDOT seemed favorable for that, but I haven't gotten any response. Their engineer was supposed to correct the drawings and get them back, and I haven't seen those. So I was going to follow up with that.
Any other questions? No, the only thing I want to, other thing I want to bring up is that me and Chris's terms are up end of February. I've decided not to stay, so I would ask you to advertise for Mountain Green.
Oh,
I second
He's
that.
already heard it from
8
me.
years.
I don't care.
And likewise, you'll need to advertise for Enterprise.
Okay.
That's
And you notice that Haley's not doing that one.
Yeah.
Are you
Chris isn't
staying,
coming
Chris?
either.
you're going, you're
Yeah.
going,
Yeah.
boo. What the heck?
You sound like the witch from, what's that movie?
Yeah. Yeah. Princess
Miracle
Bride.
Max. Mix it, yeah, Miracle
That's what I was
Max.
going for. That's glad that you got it.
I don't think she was a
Well,
witch.
then.
She was married to the
I know it
sorcerer.
is, and it's a tough decision.
Yep.
And it's just, life has just gotten so busy, lots of things, so.
Well, you better send us good people. Not-
I think there'll be a lot of good candidates from Mountain Green, we'll see.
There could be a lot of-
I know one person that wants to apply, so I'll make
Tina?
sure we get that application.
Is it Tina that wants to apply?
Tina's the default. so-
Tina's here anyway.
But
She needs to be the alternate.
Yeah.
8 years ago, these were both up before as well, remember? Anyway. Nothing else for me, so if there's nothing else for that, we can move on to item number 6. Any, I know you got mine, I spent an hour in here with Debbie, just teasing. Anybody else have any other corrections to the minutes? Before we approve this, just real quick, I noticed where you're sitting and it's changed. Is it working out? Something you guys want to talk about? I mean,
I feel like I can see you better sitting up here,
Mhm.
and she can run the projector.
Can you, just curious, just kind of a general
Do you not-
question.
Do you not want it like this?
With the meeting minutes, was it okay, were you able to hear who was
Yeah, there
making
was a few
motions?
that I couldn't see, so I wasn't sure who it was, so, yeah.
There was a lot of corrections for who made the motions, I was just wondering
Okay.
if that was the best way you wanted to move.
Well, I just thought, with me
Right,
sitting
sure.
down there, I had to like look up over to respond and make comments, but if you want us to move back, I'll just use the post.
Just, Just,
she did-
just a thought, I was just wondering,
But she doesn't have access to be able to type the minutes during the meeting where she's at. That doesn't have,
She wasn't.
Well, I just write.
you just write?
okay. Just brought it up, just something to consider, that's all.
Okay, thanks.
So with that, maybe I'd take a motion to approve.
So moved?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
So moved.
Oh,
Whoa. That was nasty.
Second.
aye.
Aye.
Dustin abstained from that last one.
We'll let Mikkel straighten that one
And we had
out.
a great discussion.
Oh, you'd have thrown Bailey into a fix, because she already had that one done.
Yeah, she had it already,
It's a
yeah,
template.
yeah, her template was already done, the motion and the second.